There is a particular kind of person who seems built to succeed, quick to understand, able to see further than others, gifted with every tool a life of progress could require. And yet, so often, that is exactly the person who never moves. The sharper the mind, the finer the cage it can build. We imagine that intelligence sets people free, that to see clearly is to move boldly. But the mind that sees everything can struggle to move toward anything. It does not lack answers. It has too many. And 1,000 answers can be heavier to carry than none at all. When we see a capable person standing still, we assume something is missing. Discipline, perhaps, or courage, or will. But the brightest are rarely stuck for lack of a gift. They are stuck because of one. The very strength that should carry them forward is the thing that holds them in place. For intelligence is a magnifier. It sees every risk before it arrives, every flaw in every plan, every better path that might still be found. And a mind that can see all of this can argue itself out of any beginning. It can make standing perfectly still sound like wisdom. An old friar once forged a blade for exactly this tangle. We will take it up soon. There was once a traveler who came to the foot of a great mountain, where many roads wound upward toward the summit. He was a learned man, well-read, clear-eyed, able to see further up each path than any traveler before him. Surely, he thought, such a mind would climb faster than the rest. So he began to study the roads. This one flooded in the spring rains. That one climbed too steeply for an old man's knees. This one was longer but gentler. That one was short but crossed loose and dangerous stone. He drew careful maps and learned the mountain better than anyone alive. When I know the best path, he told himself, I will take it. And it was a reasonable thing to say. So he studied on, certain that a little more knowing would deliver, at last, the perfect moment to begin. The road with no flaw, the choice he would never come to regret. But every road has a flaw, and his keen eyes found them all. The more he learned, the more reasons he gathered not to choose. His wisdom, meant to guide his steps, became instead a great wall of objections. Each one true, each one sound, each one a quiet argument for staying exactly where he was. Meanwhile, other travelers arrived at the crossroads, simpler folk who could not see half of what he saw. They glanced up at the mountain, chose a road with little ceremony, and began to climb. They did not know the dangers he knew, and so the dangers did not stop them. One of them, passing, asked why such a wise man had not yet begun. He answered with all that he knew, every path, every peril, every reason to wait for certainty. The traveler only smiled. I suppose I need just one road, she said. You seem to need them all. And she climbed. The years went by at the foot of the mountain. He became in time the wisest man there, the one every newcomer asked about the roads, the keeper of perfect maps. He could describe the summit in exquisite detail. He had simply never stood upon it. His feet had never left the crossroads. Here is the truth he had missed for a lifetime. The map is not the mountain. To know a path is not to walk it. Knowledge can become so convincing a substitute for movement that we mistake the one for the other and call ourselves travelers while we sit perfectly still. 7 centuries ago, a friar named William of Occam sharpened a blade for exactly this. When many explanations will serve, he taught, choose the simplest. Never multiply what need not be multiplied. He meant it for ideas, but the razor cuts just as cleanly through a life. When many roads will serve, the wise do not gather them all. They cut away until one remains. Intelligence multiplies your options, and every option becomes another reason to wait. But clarity was never the same as certainty. Clarity is not having all the information. Clarity is the willingness to choose without it, to act before the case is closed, because the case is never truly closed. And understand, the gift was never the problem. A sharp mind is a magnificent servant and a merciless master. The error is not in seeing clearly. The error is in letting the seeing quietly replace the stepping, until thought becomes a place you live, rather than a torch you carry forward. This is why transformation asks something the clever mind resists. It does not ask you to know more, it asks you to carry less. To set down the 100 roads and commit fully to one. To simplify, not into ignorance, but into motion. Most stuck lives are not confused, they are merely overloaded. To simplify is not to become foolish, it is to become decisive. The one who reaches the summit is not the traveler who knows every road, but the one who chooses a single road and gives it everything they have. A whole heart on an imperfect path will always outclimb a divided heart on the perfect one. So look honestly at your own crossroads. Find the place where you have been studying instead of starting. The work researched but never begun. The decision turned over from every angle and never made. The road examined so thoroughly that the examining itself became the journey. Then make it smaller. You do not need the best path, you need a path and the will to walk it. Ask not which road is perfect, but which road you could begin today. Choose it, and then let the others go without grief. And so, one ordinary morning, the old traveler did the bravest thing he had ever done. He set down his maps. He lifted his eyes from the page to the peak, and he placed a single, uncertain foot upon one road, not the best one perhaps, but a real one. The cold light of his lantern gave way to the gold of the climbing sun. You may have been given a remarkable mind. Guard it well, but never let it become the room you never leave. So before this day returns you to all you are still deciding, sit with the questions the clever heart avoids. What have you been studying so long that you have forgotten to begin? And which road would you finally walk if you let yourself stop needing it to be the perfect one?